today's been quite difficult. The raising temperature on the track surface, although it's the same for everybody, it felt like the bike was like right on the edge of what was acceptable the other day in the cooler conditions, and we could kind of get away with it. Um, Whereas today, with the temperature raising, the grip has dropped in general on the surface. So it's sort of like highlighted an area of the bike that was already kind of right on the edge of being acceptable the other day. And then on top of that, having a new tyre in for Superpole, for that one lap, you've got what seems to be, a relatively okay grip in the rear, but on a track that's quite slippery, the front isn't able to, create the balance. So I can't load the front up because I don't have the grip. So then it sits higher in the stroke and makes the bike want to steer slower and less, which is just accelerating the problem that I already existingly have. And then when I go back to the throttle, because the rear's a new tyre and it's got grip for that moment, it tries to push the bike wide on exit, so I'm using more track. So it's just like a series of small issues that kind of turn into a lot slower lap time than what we've achieved on previous days. So the good news is we know what the problem is. The difficult thing right now is to make exactly the right changes to try and help. Kind of ended up in this situation because of adjusting the bike to help one area, but then you lose out in another. So we're kind of in this delicate position now where we're trying to think how exactly to make the weak area better without just destroying some other area that's actually not too bad. Because my sector 1's not terrible, my sector 3's not the worst, but the sector 2 is where most of the time it's being lost because of the style of corners in that sector. So we want to try and keep the good bits, but just improve the weaknesses. a great deal different from what we had. We must have the calculation is each area is different, but the final figure is much the same as in how the bike.
Onto the grass
It's going to be a tough race, 20 laps around here is a long way. Tough technical circuit, but so far so good.
Very poor race one. Had a good start, but then I got aggressively kind of hit by one of the other riders and lost a lot of places. Then I continued to have quite a few moments that were nearing a crash, and then I continued to try and stay in the race and improve my position, but then unfortunately finally did crash. What's it for that to have kind of like a full inside bar around, I've got 4 off the inside, and then it's kind of like this. Yeah. But in the race then, it's really highlights how much we're giving away. Like during the test, I was just focusing on trying to get the bike. Race 2, we made some changes to the bike. Very difficult to say if it was, a major improvement, but I stayed on this time and was able to make some passes, and I still felt like a bit like I was just a participant. I don't feel like I'm actually taking part in the race. It's just trying not to fall off most of the way around. So that's a bit frustrating, but we'll have a debrief and see if we can make a plan for the next race.